What's up, guys? Big Papa Drock back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and I can't believe it, guys. They have done a He-Man collab. As you can see here, well, you can't see now, but as you can see here, I've gone absolutely crazy. I've gotten the He-Man Champion Pass. I've built him for you guys. We're going to evaluate whether or not he is worth it, because similar to Xena back in the day, he is not a free champion. He is not a free champion, and to my knowledge, the only way you can get him is to buy this pass. So should you buy it? Should you spend the $40 or I think $60 if you wanted to get him right away, which I did because I wanted to do a piece of content on him. That's the content creator life. Unfortunately, you're spending money in order to do some of these videos, but it's a big question, right? It's a big question. Is he actually going to be viable and worth doing? And so we're going to try to answer that today. The pass itself is decent, I guess. It's okay. For the paid version, like getting 6-star speed glyphs is obviously a massively big thing for endgame whale accounts. So, is that worth all the money? No. Is the champion worth all the money? I don't know. We're going to find out. I haven't tested him. So this is as much an exploration for me as it is for you. The free stuff seems okay. It's nothing too incredible. It is kind of a bummer that they do these champions that you have to pay to get. It's one of those things where I wish that there were a way to get the champion in game. I guess the upside of this is at least you're guaranteed him. And if you think about when they do guaranteed events, like, hey, guaranteed 100 ancient shards, guaranteed, 110 voids. Like, yes, you could save for those things, which takes a very long time, though. But if you think about it in terms of cost, buying those shards, way more expensive than a $40 champion. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. But hopefully he's going to be good and actually worth the money that I just spent on him. So let's take a look at how we have him built. Let's take a look at his skill set. The fact that it's a He-Man collab is just freaking cool. As somebody who grew up watching shows, like Masters of the Universe, watching, Thundercats would be one of the ones I would love to see. If they did like a Lion-O collab, I would absolutely go crazy. Gundam, that kind of stuff. Like, these shows were my childhood. So it's pretty awesome to see He-Man come into the game. And it's definitely one of those things where you'd never think like, oh yeah, He-Man, that's the collab, right? It was kind of the same way I felt when they unveiled Xena. I was just thinking, what the heck? Xena's in Raid? Sure, why not? So really cool. And this is, I think, one of the more fun parts of Raid when they do these collabs and you get a chance to kind of bring in some of the childhood things that you might like or might have loved into the game that you hopefully still love, though we all know it's been a rough couple months. So anyway, let's take a look at the skill kit right here. We've got Eternian Slash. The A1 attacks one enemy, places an extra hit on enemies from the Corrupted. Also fills this champion's turn meter by 10%, fills their turn meter by an additional 2% for each buff on this champion. Okay, cool. Extra hit for corrupt champions. I can't remember what those are, so I'm gonna have to take a look. I think that's like Knight's Rev, maybe. You know what? Let's just look now. What is corrupted? It is indeed Knight's Rev, Dark Elves, Undead Hordes, and Demon Spawn. Man, I feel like they put out a couple of things that do extra stuff against these specific champions. Really interesting that they're targeting this faction so hard. When I think, you could make an argument that they're definitely incredible champs in this faction, so no surprise that they're putting stuff up here. I mean, a lot of the best champions of the game are in one of these 4, but I feel like there's now some over here that are worth really going after, and certainly down here in Shadowkin, even though you don't have the last faction unveiled. But anyway, neither here nor there. Let's get back to the showcase. Okay, that's the A1. A2, Luminous Cleave. This is probably the reason why people are excited to get him. Attacks one enemy before attacking, places a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. Will ignore stone skin buffs. If this attack kills an enemy, fills the turn meters of all allies by 30%. Okay, interesting. We've got another ignore stone skin buff damage dealer, which is never a bad thing. And what's unique about He-Man, as opposed to somebody like Georgid or Mezimel, is look at this. Damage based on attack and HP. Oh, baby, that's great. That means you have a chance to build him with a little more survivability than some of these other champions that are solely attack based that are squishy. Now, he's not ignoring all the crazy stuff that Georgia does. He doesn't ignore, you know, ally, protect, and shield, and all this other stuff. So there's a lot more counters to him. But still, anything that's going to ignore Stone Skin is a good thing. That's a win. And the fact that he's self-buffing, that's great. You know what I mean? Makes him a little bit more usable without other champions to rely on. And hey, if he manages to kill someone, getting a turn meter fill by 30%, that's not nothing, especially for everybody on your team. I mean, you could see him in some type of speed team configurations here where you are just nuking somebody down with that first hit. Everybody takes more turns. The enemy never gets a turn. So I think this skill could be pretty good if it hits hard enough, right? That's the big thing. Now, you also notice 4-turn book, which I think is worse than Georgia, if I remember correctly. Let's actually just double check. I want to make sure that I'm not saying anything that's incorrect. Yes, 3 turns for Georgia and granting an extra turn versus the 4 turns for He-Man. So you can really feel the void difference in the kit already for sure. And again, part of that is because this is a champion they are making way more accessible than trying to get a Georgid pulling off of shards, which can cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars sometimes. So you can see why his kit is probably not going to be as good. Now we've got I Have the Power. Yes. An AoE, the damage inflicted by this skill increases by 10% for each buff placed on this champion before this skill is used, stacks up to 500%, resets after this skill is used. Okay, so I mean, this really kind of gets into a problem that I have with Raid on stuff like this. And that is, you have no way to track this. You have no way to know how many buffs you've stacked on him round after round, right? You know what I mean? Or like turn after turn, I should say. It's the same kind of problem you have with Rathalos, where you have no idea when his passive is going to kick in. Plarium, listen, you have got to give us a visual indicator so we know when this is ready. So there's like a little number below He-Man that says 100% or 200% or like, you know, or 10 buffs of whatever it is. Like you have to give us a way to track this stuff, because without it, it's really hard to get the max usage out of this. The other thing with this skill too is, you know, again, I could see him being really good on a speed team where you're going to get back around to the skill in time after stacking up enough buffs. But it's not realistic when you think about content like Hydro, when you think about any kind of PvE content that you're not trying to manual, for this skill to really get its max benefit, because you're not going to get anywhere close to 500% damage. It's just not going to happen. Like, you're going to have buffs. You're not going to be able to stack that many buffs on somebody for them to get to that kind of damage unless you are manualing something, and you're not going to be manualing most content. So this skill, it kind of is like, man, like it doesn't get me super excited, and it certainly doesn't get me excited because I have no freaking way to know what damage number he is at. Like, yeah, it would be cool to be able to wait to see him at 500% damage when he absolutely obliterates everything, but that would probably require like waiting 20 turns. It's just not, you know, it's not reasonable is kind of how I read it. Then we've got Master of the Universe, level 1, increases this champion's attack and HP by 5% for each buff placed on this champion, stacks up to 50%. So I'm going to assume that stays, you know, around for the entirety of the round. Places a 25% strengthen buff on this champion for 2 turns at the start of each round. Also places a 25% strengthen buff on this champion for 2 turns whenever an enemy's HP drops below 50% after this champion's attack, and he's immune to petrification debuffs. Okay. Hey, look, getting a bonus strengthen buff, never a bad thing. You know, there are certainly more champions that ignore that now. But you know, that's significant increased survivability. And for a champion that you're going to build with both attack and HP, that's great. I actually kind of like that. Cool that he also increases his attack and HP by 5% for each buff, because again, on a speed team, you're probably throwing 3, 4, 5 buffs on him right off the rip. You're boosting that damage potential up significantly just when you're buffing him. So I really hope that this is a permanent increase. I would imagine this is. If it's stacking up to 50%, I'm sure they're not expecting you to place 10 buffs on it at one time, but you never know with Plarium. None of this stuff is ever written clearly, so I don't honestly know. If you guys know in the comments down below, please let me let me know. But that would be my one question: is does it fall off if the buffs fall off, or does it stack the entirety of the round? I would imagine it's the latter, not the former. But again, that's a guess. Immune to petrification. Hey, you don't see it super often in the current meta. Mithrala has definitely made a comeback for some Go second teams, so it's nice that you have that. But it's not like an absolute like, oh yeah, this is great. Now this is great though, which is a 28% speed aura. So everything has gotten significantly faster in the arena. And having a speed aura on a damage dealer is a major advantage when it comes to picking who you want your supports to be. This is awesome, right? This is a better speed aura than you find on champions like Arbaeus. Now, the downside is it's only in arena battles. And for some insane reason, Plarium decided to make Siege not allow, arena auras, which I think is a major mistake and something they absolutely should revisit, in my opinion, at least. But hey, nice to see it on him. So let's go into what I've got on him blessing wise. You'll notice I managed to get 1 star on him already, which is pretty cool. I have gone with Heaven Cast, which is going to give us increased damage for each buff. This just seems like kind of the smart choice for a low level blessing on him, just because he's self buffing, right? He's giving himself increased attack. He's giving himself a strengthen buff. That's 2 buffs you're guaranteed at the start of a turn or at the start of his ability. So you're looking at, a 1% damage buff increase just by himself. And then obviously you're going to be throwing a ton of buffs on him. So the chances are when he uses this ability, he'll probably have some buffs left on him. So, hey, why not try to double dip, get a little more damage there? In terms of other things you could do, you could go Phantom Touch, because he does, he does use attack to determine damage. You could go something like, for example, of course, Polymorph. I don't think cracking roots really makes sense here, since his main ability is ignoring Stone Skin. So I don't think that really makes a lot of sense. You could go, I don't want to say Crushing Ram, maybe if you're doing PvE stuff, but again, I don't think he's going to have as much of a PvE use as, at least, I'm sure he could still be good in the PvE, just to clarify, but with that AoE, but it's just, you're not going to get the max damage out of it, which is a bummer. Soul Reap potentially, which is kind of making a comeback. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you could go here, right? A lot of different ways. Ward of the Fallen, sure. Keep him alive longer since he is HP based, so that's possible. But I've gone Heaven Cast. We're trying to get max damage here. Let's take a look at the masteries. What do we got on our boy He-Man? I've gone offense and defense. You could go offense and support to, increase HP. Hypothetically, that's certainly possible, but I've gone with offense defense. Helm Smasher down here, no surprise. You can't see it. I've also gone Kill Streak, increasing his damage when he kills people, just because there's a chance that he pops someone with that Stone Skin. And then again, if you've built him in a speed team, maybe he's getting that AoE off. And I want him to have that increased 6% damage. I've gone over here with Ruthless Ambush because, again, I expect to use that Stone Skin killer on somebody. I want to make sure I put them down. So I have gone Ruthless Ambush instead of Whirlwind of Death. You could hypothetically go Whirlwind of Death to increase speed, but I think this makes more sense. I've also gone Cycle of Violence here, getting the chance to decrease random skills by a turn, which is massive if you do enough damage. And then kind of, most of the normal stuff. I've gone Shield Breaker because he doesn't ignore shields, single out, bring it down, attacking people with higher max HP. He has some HP on him, but he's not going to have like insane HP like a Taurus, since he's not a pure HP champion. And unlike Rhodos, he isn't increasing his HP over the course of the battle. That's one of the big reasons why I did not select Blood Shield, which is a sneaky great mastery on a Rhodos, but on He-Man just does not really make sense, since he's not going to be increasing his HP. For the defense tree, kind of the standard stuff you'd see here. I've gone with a double counterattack only because of that A1. The chance to fill his turn meter, the chance to place extra hits on corrupted enemies. So I do think double counterattack makes a lot of sense. You could also go Cycle of Revenge to make sure he's taking enough turns. So kind of up to you. If you're going support, you're getting just more HP. I don't think it gives you the real major value versus the other two trees, but Cycle of Magic, Lore of Steel, never a bad thing. Lasting Gifts, I guess you could do to increase his attack as well as his strength and buff to make sure they last longer, but you're probably going to be bringing people with him to make sure he has plenty of buffs anyway. So I do think these trees make the most sense. Now, let's see how we've built him. I have got him in a standard Savage set right now. funny enough, I actually could build him a 9-piece Merciless. And if this video does well and people want to see a 9-piece Merciless He-Man, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that when I get more blessings on him, or more of awakening, so we can really see what he can do. But let me know in the comments down below as well if you would be interested in seeing a 9-piece Merciless He-Man. So let's take a look at the stats. Again, remember, he is HP and attack based, so you want to build him with both. Typically, I like to build with more HP. Now, obviously, he's not super blessed up right now, so, you know, there's a lot of additional damage he's going to be missing here. But for a +1 1-star He-Man, I don't think this is too shabby whatsoever. I had the Hell Hades optimizer cook up the strongest possible He-Man version for me. You'll also notice his base stats pretty weak, right? Like 1400 attack isn't anything special. 991 defense is very low. 104 speed is great. We love that. That's definitely a big difference from someone like a Rotos. He's way faster. I think Rotos is like 90 something speed, if I remember correctly. And also Rotos is lower HP as well. So he doesn't have like incredible base stats to build off of, but again, since you're getting both categories, you know, you can still get, I would imagine, some pretty good damage from him. I have gone with a not super fast build. I did ask in one of my more recent showcases, like, hey, do you guys want to see champions built faster? Do you want to see them built slower? Honestly, people were both. They're like, I want to see him faster, I want to see him slower. You know, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to build them slower for now. And if I want to build them faster, if I want to, you know, do more of a live arena focus showcase, I'll try to do that in the future. But obviously, it's just tough having to move gear around and you know, use up my resources. I don't always have a ton of silver laying around. So we've got 48k HP. We've got 7,300 attack. Very weak defense. This dude, very weak defense. He's definitely a class cannon right now. This has to improve for sure. 220 speed, 311% crit damage, and we don't care about his accuracy or his resistance. It doesn't matter whatsoever. So, okay, that's a lot of talking. Let's take a look at the gear itself. Triple crit damage, crit rate, speed, and attack. Speed, crit rate, attack, crit damage. We are in Savage, like I said. Speed, triple crit damage, HP, crit rate, speed, attack percentage. This is such an interesting piece on Righteous, but I couldn't get rid of it with a triple crit rate roll. Like, yeah, I got to keep that one. So they do have a broken set here. Crit damage with triple speed and crit damage. I could actually, you know, we could boost his attack right now. Let's do it. Do I really want to use a 6-star in this? I don't really want to. I'm going to use, hey, there we go. Look at that. And we'll even use a 5-star here. Oh, but 2 max rolls. It's Drock's night, boys. It's Drock's freaking night. I'm recording this at 1 a.m., by the way. So now we're up to 7,472 attack. Oh, baby. Then we've got an attack banner with some speed. We've got crit damage amulet with a crit damage ascension. And then we've got an attack ring with a triple attack roll and a max glyph roll. So all in all, I tried to really put my best gear on him for him based on what I have in Sacred Order. So let's take him in to the dungeon. Let's see what our boy He-Man can do. I am very curious to see if the damage is there. Now, we've got an interesting conundrum here, though. We need, let's see, Lydia, still good for decreased defense and weaken. Shuzen for increased crit damage. Who else? I guess I should probably put Kaimar in here to get more buffs. Just gotta think about who's gonna throw up different buffs on this guy, right? You get a Kaimar in here so we get some more buffs. Kaimar. Okay, I've got, what do I have here? I've got increased speed, increased attack, shield buffs. I guess revive on death. I guess I could put, I'm like, what buffs can I put on this guy? I guess I could use Arbeus and get more buffs that way. Get some different buffs there. Let's try that. Trying to make sure we get as many buffs as possible for that AoE attack so we really get an idea of just how powerful it can be. But we're going to start with the A2. So, okay. We've already gotten 2 buffs on him. I need to use increased attack here on the A2. So we'll use that one first. We've gotten 4 buffs on him. That's cool. Good to know. We will reset here. Oh, even better. Okay, great. We can get some more buffs on him. Instant turn. Okay, the buffs don't matter for the A2, but let's just see what it can do. Slow it down. A2 is the stone skin killer, the ignore stone skin. Really hope this hits hard. 408. Yes, it does. Yes, it certainly does hit hard. Okay. Wow, that was great. 408,000 is a really solid hit. That's awesome. And through stone skin, that is good. That is definitely good. That's Georgia comparable for sure. Okay, we've put more buffs on him now, so I don't even know. Again, I can't keep track of how many buffs I put on him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we've gotten at least like 8 or 9 buffs on him. I don't know if re-putting them on, I guess that still applies. So I'm going to say that maybe he's gotten, you know, up to 12 buffs put on him, 13. I don't know how this works. So your guess is as good as mine, guys. But let's just see what the AoE does. Again, we're getting increase of 10% damage for each buff before the skill is used. So we're probably somewhere in the 100 to 150% range. It just goes to show you how impossible this is going to be to get up to 500%. I really don't understand what the hell they were thinking with this, to be completely honest. I mean, you know, other than, hey, it's a cool novelty. But okay, let's see what we got here. AoE damage. He has the power. Oh my God. He certainly does have the power. Holy crap. Yeah, that was pretty good. Okay, now I want to try this with 0 buffs other than what he gives himself, which I think crap, I just gave him 1 buff. That's okay. That's all right. Ah, crap. What am I? We'll do this here. He is going to self buff with attack, or does he self buff only off the A2, right? We're just going to buff him. Screw it. We'll buff. So we've only given him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buffs. So we've given him 5 buffs here, which means a 50% increase on this. 50%. So what does this do with 50% damage increase? That's still a damn good AoE, man. That's still really good. That's still good. That's not bad at all. For not like getting that many buffs on him, that's really not bad. This dude hits hard. This dude hits hard for sure. Like, that's 400, 500K off the AoE with only having a couple buffs on. I just want to see the A2 again. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell? He hit 644? Okay, yeah, they made He-Man. They are not screwing around with the multipliers on this champion. Wow, this dude does damage. This dude does filthy, filthy damage. Good Lord. This dude, okay, can I max him out? Can I just let's just see, hold on. Let's just see if I just keep putting buffs on him. Just keep buffing him over and over and over again. Let's take out the A1, actually. This is good. Let's see the A1. Boop. Oh, what the, what? Wait, what? The A1 did 600K with a double hitter? What the hell? Wait, what? Oh my God. Oh, they have made his damage filthy. They have made his damage absolutely filthy. Wow, hold on. What in the world? Oh my God. This champion is nuts. This champion is insane. Oh, I can't wait to get him in arena now. Okay, hold on. I want to keep him alive. I want to get more buffs up. What the hell is this A1? Okay, we can get more buffs this way. More buffs. More! He demands more! This is so freaking insane. I can't wait to see his damage. All right, for pure fun, this champion definitely is living up to my expectations. All right. 314, dude, on his A1, on his A freaking 1, dude. What in the world? Okay, here we go. Instant turn. I feel like I've put 30 buffs on this dude. I probably haven't. You have to put 50 buffs to maximize this, which is, or no, 50, yes, 50 buffs. That's correct. I can do math. 50 buffs you have to have stacked on him. Let's just see what he does. I have the power. Boom. Oh my God. What the hell? Wow. That was definitely not a full 50, but that is ludicrous. Oh, his damage is insane. His damage is insane. Wow. Okay, let's just go ahead. I need to bring him in here. Let's just test him right away. Let's test him right away versus a Taurus, which obviously has a major damage reduction. He-Man, where's our He-Man? Perfect. And we'll put a Warlord in there because I want to lock people out just so I can really get an idea of what his skills do. That's the main thing here. I want to see what he does. But Crixie here will reset, so we could probably lose this battle, but I don't really care. I just want to see what he does damage-wise, especially through Stone Skin, which Taurus indeed does have. Okay, we're already a sheep, off to a good start. See if we can kill here with the A1. This should be a double hitter. Dude, what the hell? That A1 is so filthy. That A1 is filthy. All right, he's self-buffing here. I don't know if there's reaction on this Taurus, but let's just see. What? On a Taurus? What? What the what? Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Dude, he almost one-shotted that Taurus. Bro. And that's a GNL. That's not a bad account. Dude. What? Oh, wow. This champion is bonkers. I haven't watched a single other showcase on this, guys. By the way, I have no clue what other creators think about him, but I mean, that's really damn good damage on a Taurus, on a freaking Taurus. Like, are you kidding me? No, there's no way he can one shot, right? Dude, he's literally almost one-shotting a Taurus through the Stone Skin. That is just bananas. That is absolute bananas, man. I did not expect this. I'm so surprised. And now we've gotten so many buffs on him. Now I'm like, what is he going to do? What's he going to do damage-wise here? I think he obliterates everybody, right? Yes, he does. Holy shit. Hold on. Okay, hold on. What's it like? Where is a tank team? Okay, Harima would be a great one to try, but I want to see if I can get a really good Harima team. What's his affinity again? Is it magic? His magic affinity? Oh, okay. Enemies teams are always a real pain in the ass. I'll try that in a second. Let's see if we can find a Harima first. Ooh, here we go. Oh, but I'm not faster with this build right now without the Odin. See if we can find like a stronger. Okay, here we go. We got stronger power level, which doesn't really necessarily. Oh, Jesus Christ, 64 million power level. Okay, I'm sure this guy has built his Taurus correctly. I want to see him specifically against a Taurus, like a really well built, high defense, kind of nutty Taurus, right? But so far, I am damn impressed. I was not anticipating that level of damage. Again, Taurus is so hard to kill. That A1 is filthy strong. God. A1 is just filthy strong. Okay, let's try it again. We're not going through Stone Skin here, but let's try it on the Taurus. That's really not bad, guys. Against a Taurus, I guarantee a well-built Taurus to get that far down on a one hitter, not bad at all. And again, you can see how with a speed team, you could do some nasty stuff with him. And he just annihilates the Scythe and the Taurus now because of all the buffs we put on him. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. The champion kind of nutty. The champion kind of crazy. I might have to do a He-Man stream. The A1, dude. The A1 doing almost the entirety of Marichka's health. Like, that's just bonkers. I mean, that's Georgian level type stuff, you know? God. That's just crazy. And the double hitter is such... Oh, wow. Oh, this champion is fun. Oh, God. It's so, you know what? It feels so good when you get a champion that is actually fun to use, right? Doesn't it feel great? Doesn't it feel great? Hold on. Let's try something a little different. Let's take out the Warlord. Let's put in the Odin. Let's see if we can win the speed race. Believe I can, but we'll find out. The affinity is the right affinity as well, right? As long as it's not Spirit. If they'd made him Spirit, I would have cried because of how many champions in the arena right now are magic affinity that are good, that are meta champions, from Lazarius to Armands to all sorts of stuff. So really, really, really happy they did not make him Spirit. Magic or Force makes the most sense. Okay. Can he just nuke through them? I just want to see. Let's just go straight into it. Straight into the AoE. Does he have... Can he kill off of the rip with the AoE? Yes, he freaking can. Holy crap. Right off the rip. Now, is that the smartest thing to do given this team? No. Considering Odin can bring people back? Certainly not. But the fact that he could do it is crazy. Hold on, let's go again. Oh, she's a sheep, of course. Sheepity sheep, sheep, sheepy sheep, sheep, sheep. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Can we kill? Let's kill the Scythe with the A1. Yeah, with decreased defense because that double hitter. Can we kill the Odin? Yes, we can. Sit down, Odin. Sit your ass down, dude. This champ is bonkers. Okay, we don't get the double hit on Marius. That's a bummer because he's gonna be able to pop off on me quickly, but we're still alive. The counterattack. No, not like this. Dude, this champion is still so good, though. He's really legitimately good. Legit. Let's take another Taurus from Rich Team. Not locking out. Probably a bad idea. But why not? Okay, we got a little lucky here. Nice. I'm going to guess there's probably reaction on these guys. So we're just going to buff. I'm going to hold that until the next turn. Oh, now we run into the limitations. Now we're running into the limitations. So we can't get through block damage. We can't get through any of that kind of stuff with the A2. So this is where it starts to get a little rough. Let's see what the A1 does. Dude, that is such a strong freaking A1. I just literally took 75% of that Duchess's health. If she had been... Was that a two-hitter? It had to have been, right? Because she's in Demon Spawn. I just missed the second hit, I guess. But, oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Now, we're about to get absolutely blasted here. About to get nuked down pretty hard. Let's just see. Let's nuke him first. I have the power. You do indeed, my friend. You have the power big time. Hey, Odin keeping us alive. You love to see it. All right, use the A1. Okay, only one. Only the one hitter on Taurus. Let's do a little strip action. We're stripping, baby. You get a decreased defense on the Taurus, and he's definitely not going to be living. Dude. Oh, God, I love when they put good champions in this game. Like, it's just like when they actually put good champions in is when I really enjoy playing Raid. You know what I mean? Anybody else feel the same way? I mean, I guess that's probably a goofy thing to say. I'm sure everybody does, but it's never a given, right? It's never a given in this game. Oh my God, he got the block damage up. Come on. Oh, come on, bro. Good thing I saved this. Oh, and of course the Duchess resisted. Oh, wait, but she didn't resist that. Come on, He-Man. Show me your power. Show me your power, He-Man. Die, Odin. Show me. Show me the power of Grayskull. Boom. 410. Wow. Wow. Okay, hold on. Let's find a Harima. Let's find a Harima. Ooh, interesting. Okay, yeah, fun. Is it Harima right here? Okay, I can use that. What's the power level? 33, not bad at all. Here we go. And we got a Marius. Sure. Now, we don't have lockout here, so this could really go badly with the Armands. You know, Armand's pretty sick. Pretty nasty boy, Armand's is. It's going to go right into it. Sit down. Boom. Sit your ass down. Now we're in trouble. Now we made a fatal mistake here. Could be some problems. Okay, come on, Odin. Take a turn. Take a turn, Odin. What do you think? By the power of Grayskull! Just obliterate them all. Just obliterate them, please. Oh no, everybody's dead. Oh no, God. Okay, this is what happens when you don't do lockout. Hold on. I want to do this again with lockout. Now, I know some people will be like, oh, Drock, you use lockout and it's not fair. Well, welcome to Platinum Arena, guys. Lockout is still a very viable option, and at this level, sometimes it's a necessity. And you can get around it with different things, but it's just the easiest way to showcase these champions. Like, I want to be able to showcase what they can hypothetically do on endgame arena teams that you might actually see. So there you go. That's my explanation. Okay. Now we don't have to worry. We can chill. He's a real chill guy, as the meme says. We're memeing now. Oh, God, polymorph, dude. I just can't avoid it. Oh, no, increased cooldown. No. Okay, not on the one we wanted, though. And I feel like, okay. I feel like I want to see if this can kill. But I know he might not get around to his turn, so I'm just going to go ahead and kill the Armands. And it certainly does. All right, now kill the Sifi with the A1. Even with a Harima, dude, that A1 just smacks. Just smacks. Okay, we weak hit there. Otherwise, we would have blasted the Harima. I'm genuinely impressed by this champion. I actually think this champion is legit. I feel like this champion is a champion I would hypothetically bring into arena. Like, live arena, hypothetically. On the right teams. But anytime you can go through Stone Skin, it's a real threat. And granted, the champion isn't doing anything like ignoring block damage or ignoring unkillables, and I think that's one of the things that probably holds him back when you think about end game arena, and you think about what's the meta now, right? Because when you're looking at end game arena, you're seeing a lot of Gizmax, you're seeing a lot of, you know, Lazarius's, champions that just have insane amounts of utility beyond their initial kit. And that's maybe the biggest disappointment with He-Man is, and I've seen other people comment on this or talk about this, that there really was a missed opportunity to make him a mythical. Because if anybody should have been a mythical, it probably should have been He-Man. Think about it. Like, he starts off as Adam, he transforms into He-Man, kind of like the perfect champion to be a mythical champion. And it would have made a lot of sense, because you could have made his first form his Adam form and made it like some type of support character or somebody who revives or whatever else, and then made his second form the damage dealing one, so he can avoid and counter some of those lockout things. If they had done that, I think without a doubt he would be a champion that would be in you know, the discussion as part of the meta. But even without doing that, he does an ass load of damage, guys. I mean, the dude just hits like a freaking truck, even without getting to 500%, right? Even without being able to get to that level. And again, I feel like this is kind of a gimmick in some ways, because you're not realistically going to hit this. Even when you're throwing buffs out left and right, you're just not going to get to 500%. But it's very clear, even if you don't, even if you only get to 100% or 150%, the skill still absolutely smacks. And this is, again, without full heaven cast increasing damage for those buffs. Wouldn't be nearly as much as just like getting the buffs on him, but it's without more crit damage. I mean, the guy smacks hard as hell, and he looks sick. I mean, the artwork is sick. I love the character. Now, the big question, is it worth the $40, right? This is what we always ask ourselves when we see this kind of stuff. And again, 40 just lets you get him over time. 60 or whatever, or 7, I can't remember what it was, lets you get him right now. It's a lot of money, guys. It's a lot of freaking money for a character in a freaking video game, okay? I'm just gonna be the first one to admit that. I would never condone spending money you don't have, or spending something that is not like your fun money, right? That's the big thing here. If raid is what you do to have fun, and I think for a lot of us that play the game, it is, and certainly for people that watch this channel, I feel like that's a true statement. And you want to spend the $40, be my guest. His kit isn't anything that is going to blow you away. He's certainly, I don't think, going to be like the meta champion, but is he usable in endgame arena? Is he usable in certain scenarios? Yes, he certainly is. The damage is there. And for nukers, that's the most important thing, really, is can they do damage? Is he as good as a Gizmak? Is he as good as Lazarius? No, he is not. He is not as good as these other champions that bring more utility and bring massive amounts of damage. But damn, is he fun. He is fun. And he looks sick. So for me, I have zero regrets. For you, you'd have to make that decision yourself. But just a cool collab. Cool collab. A property that I really love. I really hope they lean more into this kind of stuff. And frankly, if you think about it, I have a sneaking suspicion that Raid's demographic is probably people that are around my age, in their 30s or 40s, with the money to burn, you know, or just zero impulse control. You be the judge, because this is the kind of stuff that I feel like is going to do well. And maybe I'm wrong, but Raid, Plarium, if you happen to see this, please put a champion like Lion-O in the game from Thundercats. But hey, for He-Man, super cool. Wish you'd made him a mythical, but I guess we can't always get what we want. So guys, let me know in the comments down below. Do you like the champion now that you've seen him? Do you think he's someone you're going to go for? Is he a pass for you? Do you also wish that they had made him a mythical? Such an easy win they could have done. But overall, I'd say I am happy I got him. I'm going to try like sneak him into arena teams when I can and see if I can actually pull off some dubs with him. I'll have to rebuild him faster, of course, or maybe put him in Merciless, which would be sick as well. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and yeah, let me know what you thought, and I'll catch you on one soon. Big Papa Drock out.